So, is it over for Overwatch? Because I'm gonna be honest here, boys. I haven't even touched this season of Overwatch, and there's only 7 days left, and I've had no reason to. Anytime I see any news about Overwatch, is literally just we have a new skin, boys. You guys like skins? Yo, we have a new $20 skin. And then on top of that, the new hero venture that came out, it's kind of lackluster. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he's not that cool at all. Even whenever he came out, I was already bored with him whenever I played him in the test build. And it's mostly because, in my opinion, he has to play up a lot closer than a lot of DPS would like to play right now in this season of Overwatch 2. But that's not even the point of this video. It's to say, is it over for Overwatch 2, seeing that they didn't even have anything at the Xbox showcase? Literally, Blizzard, one of the biggest companies that Microsoft just acquired, didn't announce anything for, I would assume, one of their biggest IPs. I'm like, it's not like Blizzard has that many IPs. Like, they announced something for World of Warcraft and Diablo 4, and I would assume it would have been like a home run just for Overwatch just to be like, yeah, yo, look at the new hero we're coming out with in the next season or the season after the next one. But they easily could have just slapped something together like, hey, we're working on these features. Yo, look at this new hero coming out. Boys, come and play Overwatch 2. They could also announce we're lowering the price of the skins, seeing that I'm assuming that's what they want you to buy the most in the game, seeing that it's a free-to-play game now. But no, there was nothing. It was eerily quiet for Overwatch 2, a game that's been fighting for relevancy for the past few years, but as soon as Microsoft acquires them, they're kind of just silent now. And I want to be honest here, that's more worrying than whenever they were just throwing things at the wall and lying at us. Because usually whenever things go quiet for, games that are as big as Overwatch, we can all act like Overwatch was never that big. It was never a cultural phenomenon in the gaming industry. It was a juggernaut at one point. But for that game to go silent now, again, it's worrying. Because the Xbox Showcase was a home run event. Everyone loved everything at it. They had Gears of War up there. They even announced something for Starfield, one of the worst games to come out last year. One of the most disappointing games to come out last year at that. And yet, Overwatch is just here, just like, I ain't got nothing to show. But whenever you go to their Twitter account, they have everything to show, right? We're getting a new map. We're getting obviously new skins. But I'm gonna be honest here, I really don't care for the new maps, right? In my opinion, the new maps are dog shit. They're trash. A lot of them are just straight up garbage for the most part. All of my favorite maps are from Overwatch 1. Overwatch 2 kind of struggles to make good maps. I would say the best map that they made so far is probably Junkertown. And then on top of that, the bad maps and the bad new game modes, we also get the Porsche collab that no one asked for at all, for characters that no one actually thinks deserves them because they're both flying characters. So it seems like Overwatch is doing their best just to maintain the relevancy that they have, but in the sense of them just trying to maintain, they're falling behind. They're not coming out with actual engaging heroes anymore, it seems like, because the last few were just, they were heroes. They weren't as cool as whenever Anna came out, a hero that literally changed the game. Literally, Anna changed the game and how you played it. She was the first DLC hero, and she still has a better kit than most of the heroes that come out now, because it seems like most of them don't even have any thought in their kit. They're just like, all right, boys, we need a new hero. Do we have any suggestions at all before we just, pump out some little BS? Nothing? Alright. Someone design something, put it together. We'll just throw it in the game. Don't even test it. We'll just make sure it sucks so much to where no one's gonna claim it's overpowered. Because that's what it feels like playing Overwatch 2 in any new season. Don't get me wrong, was Malga fun when he came out? Yeah. But then they said, yo, let's turn this man into a brick. And the balancing for the game is kind of weird because they'll go one season where they're like, all right, only the healers are really needed at this point. If you got a good healer, you probably win the game. Then they go from that to, yo, the DPS are overpowered. Now the DPS is time to shine. It's never a actually balanced game where every role is actually necessary. Because if you get a trash tank, you pretty much lose. And if you get trash healers in the beginning, you would pretty much lose. But now, the healers kind of evened out. Don't get me wrong. If the healers are really good, you're probably still going to lose if you have the bad healers. But for the most part, it seems like the balance is, yo, this role sucks right now. Let's nerf every other role until this role is the OP one. All right, that one was OP for a while. Let's nerf that one and make another role OP. It seems like they're not even like nerfing the characters, they're nerfing the whole roles, especially with like role passives. They changed the role passives so many times, especially for DPS, to where I'm just like, what's the point of them if you can't even like nail down a passive for the whole role? That should be the easiest part about balancing. It's like, all right, this whole role should get this one thing as a passive, but they just keep changing it to where it's like, what's the point of it? It makes no sense. It's like League of Legends changing the runes every like 3 weeks. It's like, bro, lock down the runes. We don't need to keep changing them. That's like the one part of the game that should stay a constant and that we should actually balance around. If you're gonna have a role passive, balance every character in the role around the passive. That makes too much sense, but I guess people at Blizzard think, oh no, balance the characters around the role passive? Ugh, why would I do that? Whenever I can just change the whole thing and then nerf half the roster either way. But yeah, it just feels like Overwatch just doesn't have a place in gaming anymore, because whenever I get onto it, it doesn't feel new. It feels the same as back in 2020 whenever they stopped updating it, even though this is supposed to be quote unquote Overwatch 2. But nothing feels different. There's no new heroes where I'm like, oh my god, this hero right here changes the game. This right here is Overwatch 2. It's nothing. It literally just feels like the same game I've been playing for years. And don't get me wrong, I like Overwatch, and I will always love Overwatch, but it feels like the game is just slowly withering away and dying, except for unlike when 2020, whenever they stopped updating the game, they're still updating the game. They're just not updating it with anything the community actually wants. There's no actual game-changing things. And in my opinion, competitive is killing the game, because everything has to be balanced to a T, even though nothing is balanced to a T. There is no balanced character where you're just like, all right, that's that character that we can base it off of, because they even nerf and buff Tracer from time to time. So there is no baseline of what the character in Overwatch 2 should be, because no one knows what a character in Overwatch 2 should be. No one knows what a balanced character in Overwatch 2 should be. And then on top of that, they're no longer bringing out any lore for the characters, because Venture has zero lore. I don't know what he does at all. For some reason, everyone is now making a meme that he eats rocks. So I'm just sitting here like, I don't know who Venture is. He doesn't even have a legendary skin, or if he did, they brought it out after his nerf. So it just makes no sense for anyone to even want to buy the legendary skin, because who's gonna play a nerfed character? It just feels like Overwatch is doing everything in their power just to get shut down. It seems like no one actually wants to work on Overwatch 2 at this point, because everything I see them bring out, I'm just like, oh, I guess that's something. You know, new content, I guess. I'll just go back to playing ranked again. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters in Overwatch is the ranked. Because Mirror Watch came out, a lot of people were like, yay, Mirror Watch is kind of fun, we actually like this. And then guess what they did? They took it away, because this game is not a actual live service game. It is a competitive game that's supposed to be in esports, whatever. But it failed at being in esports. So what's the point of the game being competitive if it's not even viable as a legitimate esport? I'm just saying here, I don't know where the future of Overwatch is going. I'm gonna be honest here. The way it looks like with Microsoft, they love shutting things down that aren't 100% profitable. So it's kind of 50-50. It's up in the air right now, boys. Overwatch may get shut down by Xbox, or Xbox may start pumping money into it and say, yo, make an actual game. Please, make this an actual game. We understand that Bobby Kotick fucked you guys over. Please, make an actual game now. But who knows? We might need to just realize that Overwatch might be going the way of the dodo bird. But boys, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, check out this video right here.